Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is January 5th, 2020. Happy New Year's, everybody. This is the Some Sort of Gaming podcast. It's the new year, and to top it off, it's the new decade. I actually didn't bother looking for any really game news this past 3 weeks, so if anybody else has one here. Zeldrick isn't here today because I think he's in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to guess most of the time that we're going to be talking about today is what we did this past 3 weeks, and if we have any plans for this year or even this decade. Although that's kind of stretching it. If you actually made a 10-year plan, then that'll be great.
Yo, I ain't got no 10-year plan. I'm not thinking that far.
All right. So other than that, we're gonna do some talking about our goals and what we did this past 3 weeks. It doesn't this doesn't have to only be gaming. It could just be whatever the hell you did that you want to share. And boy, I do have some things. But first of all, let's start off with LadyInfamous. What did you do this past 3 weeks?
Ooh. Pretty much work for the most part. At my job, the holiday season is like the heaviest it's been. And since I'm one of the older people that work there, I have to do like a little bit of extra stuff and kind of mentor the new baristas and stuff this season. So that was pretty awesome. I always train the newbies, but this particular time was nice. I went out more. To be honest, and I'm glad that I'm stepping out the house and not being stuck at home all the time. So I just find things to do. So been a lot of places to eat, mostly Thai. I went to this concert called the Cookie Christmas Concert, and at the Warfield. Oh my God, it's a bunch of Bay Area artists, very cannabis eccentric, so everybody was like having their little drinks and smoking a little bud, and it was hip hop music, and it was nice. Did I beat any games? I've been playing Call of Duty all the damn time. I looked at my back streams, and I've been playing Call of Duty, and then The Low Road. That's a PC game. I finished that one as well. New Year's.
Is the Low Road that puzzle game?
Yeah.
Wow, you play puzzle games?
I didn't know it was going to be puzzles like that. I just went straight for the story, and there were little puzzles in between. It wasn't so bad. It was not like the room level, because I looked at the room puzzles, and I'm like, nah, I can't do none of that yet. I went to this Japanese restaurant called Ippuku in Berkeley. I've been wanting to go to this restaurant for about maybe 3 years, and I'm stumbling on, places to eat. I went there. I don't know, Unsheath. If you've never been there, you should go there. Don't get the ramen though. It's a yakitori place. They have sushi there. They got like 32 bottles of sake. They had onguri, which is the triangle rice things. Like, it's a triangle and it's made of rice and it has something in it. Yeah. That. And it was like grilled.
Yaki onigiri. Yeah.
Yeah, it was grilled. It looked like it was pan fried or
yaki
something.
means like basically grilled, and then onigiri is just, just a rice ball. That's all it really is.
Well, thank you for correcting me. They got unique, different yakitori, so they specialize in the chicken. So not only can you get fried Japanese fried chicken, which is delicious. I had got
karage.
I had chicken thighs, grilled chicken livers. They had this mother sauce. I don't know what's in it, but they said they had that sauce since they opened, and they just replenished the sauce. So I just put that on everything. Had ramen. The ramen, I swear, man, when I go to get ramen, I'm looking for like the ramen with the seaweed and the corn and the soft boiled egg and the roasted pork. I guess I didn't order correctly because all I got was like chicken noodle soup, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I think I can deal with chicken noodle soup, and I was not satisfied with the ramen. There was a nice little get together at Chico. Like Chico is like a couple of hours from here. It's just a little bit ways past Sacramento, if I'm correct about that. Yeah.
Somewhere out there.
I didn't even know you went to Chico.
Yeah. It was a nice little party and a bunch of some of my friends from work, and we just had a good time. I just drank too much, man, on New Year's Eve. It took me at least 36 hours to recuperate, to be honest with you. I had a blast, and that's what I did. I played some, but I need to stop playing Call of Duty so much and work with other games that I have. So I think I have an addiction to Call of Duty, because it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to play Modern Warfare. No, I'm going to play Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2 zombie maps, and that's how old you want to play these Call of Duty games. So I was like, I gotta really expand my horizons as far as games. It can't be always.
And what did you play today?
Apex Legends. I played that today. It was fun. I don't usually play. You know how I feel about battle royales. But I was playing with Grown Women Gaming, which was cool. We were supposed to do our 100th episode this Saturday. It's just like everything turned to shit this weekend as far as trying to get that 100th episode this week. And so we postponed it to next week. And we were like, what do you want to do? And we were like, hey, we can play some Apex Legends. And I'm bullshitting, like nobody gonna really listen to me, but nah, they did. They were like, okay, eat and go take care of this. We're gonna play. I'm like, okay, so that's what we played. It was pretty fun playing with your friends. I don't think I'll be playing that very soon, but it was a good experience. I think did I cover everything? I think I did.
All right.
Well, for me, I was for the most part barely even around for like the last, basically from when I stopped working, which I think was only a couple days after the podcast until now, because I was like traveling quite a bit. Not necessarily to like a bunch of different places, but just kind of wasn't home. So like I went home for the first time in like 10 years for Christmas. Not the first time I've been to Syracuse in 10 years, but like the first time I went home for Christmas in like 10 years. Mainly because my mom and my sister just moved back there like earlier this year. So it was the first time I had a reason to go there on Christmas. So I was there for a while. Incidentally, I brought my Nintendo Switch there. It was like, oh yeah, this is my little traveling console. I'm gonna play some games on it. Had no idea what the hell to play. Didn't touch it once the entire time. I still argue I don't have the slightest idea what to play on that game. I don't know what game I should be playing on the Switch. But anyways, I brought that, and I think because I brought my Switch and didn't have anything to do in terms of gaming, I ended up watching a whole bunch of movies. Like, it was a lot. I'm pretty sure I watched, like, in the last couple of weeks, and somewhere in the neighborhood of, like, 15 or 20 movies. And I don't even know which ones they are. Like, they just kind of all blended in together. I know, only ones I remember is I know I watched, like, episodes 7 and 8 of Star Wars because I wanted to watch 9 when it came out in the theaters, which I still haven't. But yeah, I spent like a bunch of time hanging out with family and then watching movies. And then, oddly enough, started watching Markiplier, who I had literally never seen a video he had done before.
Oh, wow. Really?
I mean, it's like 8 billion people you can watch on YouTube. I don't even know if it's that surprising anymore if I hear that somebody's never watched somebody's video. Honestly,
well, I mean, he's a pretty big name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you would know.
But do you watch PewDiePie?
I do, almost every day.
Do you watch PewDiePie, LadyInfamous?
Nah.
Bigger than Markiplier. That's what I'm saying. There's enough content out there where, like, even if somebody's big, doesn't mean you're necessarily gonna watch them. But I saw, like, it came up on YouTube, like, it recommended his videos, and I ended up watching like 3 or 4 videos from him specifically because I didn't realize he actually played horror games, which
That's how you got famous.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, I saw like a whole bunch of videos that were centered around that. But I mean, honestly, like, he seems like a cool dude, but I honestly still wasn't even like that much of a fan of the content. So I just watched it because it was like a known guy who was playing horror games. It was fine. But yeah, so I watched like a bunch of YouTube too. And that's how I found that. And, you know, it's a lot of the standard stuff that I subscribe to. Not much Twitch though. I don't feel like I don't think any of us really streamed that much in the last couple of weeks. I might have caught Zeldrick like once or something like that. Yeah, Monster Hunter. I caught him playing Monster Hunter one time. But other than that, I don't remember seeing much of you guys on there either. So didn't watch much Twitch, but hung out in New York for a while and then came back and I think the next day after I came back, I ended up going to Tahoe for like the weekend, which was fun. Got to be like basically a 12-year-old again, like having like
you
snowball
sliding down.
Oh yeah, doing tubing,
yeah.
snowball
On your
fights,
Instagram.
like yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was that. So what it was is like I have a friend who has never been to Tahoe. Like she lives in Lodi, which is actually closer to Tahoe than I am right now, but has never been there. So she was like, "Oh yeah, you wanna go?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we went there, and like the idea was to do like all the sort of, you know, those stereotypical snow-based activities that you would do as a kid. So like I said, snowball fighting, build a snowman, snow angels, tubing, that kind of stuff. So it was cool. We went and hung out there, I think, for like 2 days or something. And I came back and then hung out with like some people for New Year's, like made some food, did a bunch of drinking, all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of like standard for holiday stuff. And then it's kind of rolled into 2020. In terms of gaming, since then I've done a couple streams. I think I did the 3rd stream. Basically it ended this morning, I think somewhere around like 3 or 4 o'clock, where I was playing the Messenger. Which I think both of you, at some point or another, both of you guys definitely stopped by. I know you were there last night, Sharpie too, but like it was a great game.
I didn't stay long because I want to play that too.
Yeah,
So
it's probably good that you didn't, because there's a lot of stuff about like the story that I think is pretty cool when you actually learn it. Because I actually did end up finishing it yesterday. Freaking 13-hour game. Did not realize
I remember
it was
you
going
were
to be a
up till
13-hour
like
game.
3 or something. Or I went in there at 3 a.m. and I was like, geez, you're still on?
Yeah.
Man, that shit put me to sleep, man.
Yeah.
All I heard was pew, 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 pew. And I was like...
But why? Where did you hear lasers from? It's a ninja game.
That's why.
I'm sorry. I also got sick, by the way. Sorry, what were you hearing? You were hearing like gunshots or something?
No, the slices. The
the slices. Okay, I don't know. I don't even remember what the sound of it was like.
Pew, pew, pew on slices.
Yeah, good. I mean, it was like some old school, like 16-bit sound. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of what it sounded like. But yeah, super fun game. Totally worth it. I decided I wanted to play it because I think I have it. I've gotten it free at least twice now. And it's like one of those things where like, that's a good reminder for me typically that I got something, because I have it, I think, free on the Epic Games Store and on Twitch. I got it on Twitch. It had to be like forever ago, or Epic Game. One of those two I got it forever ago. And then I just forget about it. Then it comes out free again. And I'm like, oh yeah, let me just play that because it gave me a little
Twitch
reminder.
Prime.
Yeah. But yeah, super fun action platform where you're a ninja, kind of like a Shinobi. Not super hard, honestly. Even though, like, when you look at it, I think when you look at it, some of the times in the game where I'm playing, it looks kind of hard. It's not really, and that's not, me bragging or anything. It's just kind of like repeat it maybe like 2 or 3 times, and whatever it is, you're probably gonna get it. It's not like one of those things where you just die like 8 million times unless you're doing something stupid. So really cool, super interesting story with like a bunch of little humorous moments in there and stuff like that, and it's really nostalgic throwback. It was a really cool game. One of the reasons I picked that too is because I wanted to try out the Steam controller, which you heard like, I know you heard some of my frustrations about that one, Sharpie. But
A little bit. Yeah. Well, the thing is that you were not playing a Steam native game.
yeah, I
Or
know.
you were not playing that game on the Steam.
I know,
like,
but like
native
I
game.
think the so yeah, a little bit of backstory, tiny bit of backstory is just like sometime at the end of last year they had it on sale for $5, and it was something that like I always wanted to try, but I didn't necessarily hear great reviews for it per se. But when it's $5, and I don't think I even had to pay for shipping or something like that, and I was like I might as well just get it, so I got it. The main thing, honestly, it took some getting used to just in terms of learning the mapping because it's a little bit weird. I guess how Steam kind of treats it as a controller. It seems like it more treats it like it's a keyboard and mouse than it does like a gamepad. But there's options to like set it up as a gamepad and stuff like that. But the main problem that I had was just trying to figure out how to disable that little chat pad that pops up because it was like default. Like I couldn't figure out how to turn it off, and it kept coming up while I was playing. And like as soon as it would come up, like it would disable all the other inputs. So like I would, if you accidentally press in the analog, that's what it was set to initially. Pressing that in caused the chat pad to pop up, and like, but when it did that, you could still move left and right with the analog. But if you press jump, for example, nothing. So I'd be like in the middle of a jump trying to like platform because there's a technique where you hit an object in the game, and after you hit it, you can press jump immediately to do a double jump. That's how you double jump. So I would like hit an object, accidentally press that thing, and the chat pad would come up, and then none of the buttons would work anymore. So it caused me to die like significantly, like a significant number of times. I think that was mainly the frustration, was just figuring out how to switch, like change the keybinds, because it's a little bit weird in the Steam interface. I don't know. But anyways, overall, it was good. Like I'll probably still use the controller, even though like I had that frustration with it. Now I feel like I kind of know what I'm getting into. So, but it is kind of weird though. I don't know. You played with it. You have it too, right, Sharpie?
I do, and I
don't
feel
know
like
what
I
that-
should have gotten more.
What is that pad for on the right? The kind of touch. Is
Well,
that supposed
again,
to be kind of like
the
a
Steam
mouse?
controller is I don't think the Steam controller was meant to be played like for fighting games or platformers. I think it's meant for like
Shooters.
maybe like shooters is like a maybe. Like it's probably more towards that than platformers. But I also think like it's also meant for like games like Civilization or
You talking about games with like a selection wheel or something, that kind of thing?
kind of. It's more like and I guess city builders. I think that's what it's more geared towards.
I mean, but all I was thinking about was like it has a analog. It doesn't have two, which is fine for like the messenger. It has an analog and 4 buttons, and that's like all I need. But I just could not figure out how to turn off that chat pad thing. Because if that was off, then like I could just ignore all the rest of the stuff on the controller and just use that. But it's just a little weird. But I don't know. It's fine. I think I'd probably prefer to use, just a USB, Xbox controller or something like that. Because it's a little bit more gamepad like. Anyways, that was like, in terms of gaming, that's kind of all that went on. And then, like I said, just a bunch of travel during the holidays. Good times, though. It was great. I think I enjoyed the last couple of weeks. What about you?
All right. Yeah, I mean, cool. But for me, I spent most of my time actually working out. I've been doing a lot of cardio, and then like, even though I may be naturally flexible, I was never able to do the splits. So I've been like trying to work on that. And I started running like back in November, doing this whole like couch to 5K thing, and then like some days I had to like repeat it because I couldn't finish that or I couldn't like follow the program like all the way through because it just was a little too hectic. And it kind of sucks living in San Francisco because there's a lot of hills. And there are times where it's just like, oh God, it's like I'm at like where it tells me to like start jogging. It's like they make you like I had to go uphill, and then like that really like fucks with my endurance. So so I was doing that like every other day, and then I was trying to, also do other cardio and flexibility exercises too. Because the reason why I started doing this is because like for some reason I was feeling not good like health wise. So I was like, okay, I need to be able to feel alive again, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but then like when you're not feeling at your peak, or you're feeling like dreaded physically, which is why I started running. And man, the first few days was brutal. Like I could like it I couldn't it like it felt good like at the end, but then like after, like when I started running, it was hurting everywhere, like cardio wise. But other than that, I watched Star Wars Episode 9.
Oh, you did get to see it.
I saw it, yeah, on the first Saturday when it came out, and I gotta say, I did not like it.
Everybody says, some people say they don't like it.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's my I guess a hot take on it. It's more like it was fine just as a movie by itself. Like I would have just enjoyed it if it wasn't a Star Wars film. But the problem with that movie was, like, without spoilers, had a lot of continuity and what do you call it, like lore issues. Like you can't just magically put something in that story when it was not even part of that story or part of that universe at all. And I feel like they made, like I this is not a spoiler again, but I feel like they made Rey way too powerful. Like way too powerful.
I mean,
I think you'll understand when you see it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I'm just thinking, like, just in general, isn't that what they always do?
Well, I would expect this to be like, a George Lucas. Okay, let's put it this way. I thought that I was getting into like a Star Wars film, but instead I went in watching a Disney Star Wars film, not a George Lucas Star Wars film.
Did you watch the last two?
Yeah. And boy, that last one was like
George Lucas.
Horrendous.
So I think I mentioned this on my Discord. Have you tried watching it a second time?
I did. I watched it again like right before I went in to go see the last one.
Okay.
And again, this last one had so much issues that I can see how Abrams was trying to like fix everything, except I think they spent too much time doing that instead of actually telling a Star Wars story. And at the end of the movie, nobody in the theater clapped, even though like the guy that was sitting next to me saying like, "Oh, he enjoyed it," and then he's like, we asked him, me and my friends asked him that. It's like saying, "Wait, did you enjoy this film?" He's like, "Yeah," but he didn't clap or applaud.
At the same
Usually,
time, there's like 11 of those films now.
Yeah,
I don't know if people are gonna clap anymore at those films.
I don't know. This made me not like Star Wars anymore. It's kind of depressing or disappointing.
Well, I mean, what's the last Star Wars you liked? Because honestly,
Rogue
I think
One, or no, not Rogue One. Yeah.
Okay, so because I was gonna say, if you think about it, I feel like a lot of people liked, to differing degrees, 4, 5, and 6. Seems like everybody hated 1, 2, and 3. And people seem like they were kind of okay with The Force Awakens, and then people didn't like The Last Jedi, and then I forget what the name of this one is, but
excuse me,
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. There you go.
Oh yeah, there's another problem with that. That title had nothing to do with the film.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen it. But I was just going to say, honestly, like the general opinion from what I've seen from a lot of people is they just haven't liked it since 6. Like literally since the 3rd Star Wars movie, people have been like complaining about these movies. So I don't know if there's like a such thing anymore as saying, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars film because it hasn't felt like
Well, no,
one
it
for,
felt like a
8
Star Wars
movies.
film. It felt like a Star Wars film. Like everything about it, like it was shot very beautifully. Everything was well acted and everything. It just
Okay.
didn't seem like
So
George Lucas's.
which part
Star
of
Wars
George
film.
Lucas?
Yeah.
Which part of it did you feel like was missing? Like, what do you think a George Lucas Star Wars film is?
See, that's the thing. I'm having trouble like trying to figure that out. Like I spent like this past week and a half trying to figure out like what makes it a George Lucas Star Wars film. Like I can't put my finger on it, but I know what would make it a Disney film.
What would make it a Disney film?
They don't kill off characters that they don't need to.
They don't kill off characters they don't need to. You mean need to in what
Like
way?
like it would mean like okay, God, this is like getting in the borderline spoiler territory, but
I mean, you can tell about what about in the context of the other movies, for example. Like, I assume you're saying they needed to kill Han Solo. I know he didn't want to do any more movies, but you know, because they did kill Han Solo.
yeah, but it's more like do they really need to do that? Like it would have meant so much more if they did, you know, if he was gone.
If who?
Like,
Han
that
Solo?
would that like oh yeah, I'm not gonna say who, but then there were like moments where I was just like, God, you know how much more meaning it would have been if they actually killed that person off.
Oh, you mean
instead of, like,
somebody was there in 9
yeah.
that was supposed to be dead? I mean,
Yeah.
I could probably guess who it is then. But
Yeah, and there was a lot of retconning going on in that film too.
okay.
A lot of retconning.
I mean, at the same time though, Disney did like it's their IP now, so it's kind of like they might be retconning because of what they want to do with it in the future.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you watch it and then try to take into consideration of the past few films, you'll be like, what the hell's going on? It's kind of, yeah, it gave me like this, like me, like I was just like, wait, what? Like in the theater, like you would see like my hand go literally up, going like, what the fuck just happened?
Okay.
And then like sometimes I see my friend doing the exact same thing. I was like saying, wait, what the fuck? Like really? Did they really do that? Yeah, and then like I don't know if this is spoiler, but Abrams said in an interview like, you know, like, oh, this person was always like was always part of it, and then that didn't really convince me. And then watching this movie didn't even convince me any more than what he said.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was
I
like,
guess.
no way. And then like I was like saying, really? I think they just put that in there just because. I don't know how else to explain it without spoiling the film.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to like explain this without spoiling anything, but it had a lot of problems when it comes to the Star Wars universe. It did, like I said, like visually and everything like that, it did feel like a Star Wars film. The story and the continuity of it and like how they use the Force and all that just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I was just like, wait, what? And then apparently I read in this article that Abrams' cut would have been a little bit more different. Like it would have explained a little bit more. But it would have made it like a 30-minute longer film.
Okay. But that also could raise more questions than it gives answers.
No, actually, like based on what I read, I was like saying, okay, that would have probably made a little more sense. Because there was like times where I was like saying, wait, why did that happen?
How long was this movie?
I'm not sure.
2.5?
Maybe. I mean, I checked my watch possibly twice in that film.
Because I'm just curious, like, if it would have made more sense, would you have wanted to watch a 3-hour movie?
Probably if it was interesting enough. Watched there were times where I was just like, wait, what the hell just happened?
Yeah,
I mean,
know,
like
dude,
I watched it. I watched the Lord of the Rings series without looking at my watch, so the director's cut edition.
I just watched The Two Towers and Return of the King yesterday. Well, the day before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but at the
Yeah.
same time though, that's kind of like I always try to remind people that's a little bit different because they're based on books. Star Wars, like those movies now are based on a universe that is based on, I think,
One guy writing the
one
entire
guy
thing.
writing the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I know what the problem is. So I think I know what the problem is. So you know the first 3 films.
What, 4, 5, and 6, or 1, 2,
Yeah.
and 3?
I feel like that whole trilogy was planned from the beginning.
Well, yeah.
Right, like the first 3 films was just planned like straight from the get go. Like it's not like, oh, they finished one film and they started writing the next film, and then
Sure.
after they finished that, they started writing the next film. I think that is the problem. That's why the first 3 films were so great, because they
I don't know
actually...
if you can name a series that is not the problem. That's like almost always
Okay,
the problem.
well, if you watch 9, you'll be like, oh, that is the problem. Like you'll
but the
you'll
other thing
see
that
that
I know that
happening.
I'll factor in though is like, again, they might be thinking about 10, and I'm not saying like they're writing 9 with the idea that it's a trilogy, but like they might be thinking, where are we going in the future? So that I assume that might be the reason.
Okay,
why they
I'll
write
give you
some things
one
that they do.
spoiler. And it's not much of a spoiler
I
at
don't
all.
care. That's fine.
Right? Luke's lightsaber exists.
Okay.
It broke in what was the last one? The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I don't. I feel,
It
yeah.
exploded. There was like a big scene about that. And then it was like a scene where everybody went like, "What the fuck?"
Wait, what? When did that happen in the last one? I'm blanking out. Like what? See, he did the whole.
There was like a 20-second scene of like his lightsaber just exploding, and that was like a big deal in the film.
In the last one?
Yeah,
not in 9, but like in 8
10.
or so. You talking about the current one?
Or I mean in 8. Yeah.
Meaning the one that's in theaters. They're like
No. The previous the
what
previous
scene? I don't remember
film.
that scene at all. When did that happen? I like just watched it. I'm blanking out on that. I mean, it could have. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was definitely a scene where his lightsaber was destroyed, and everybody was like, "Whoa! Like, what the fuck?" And then, like in this film, like the lightsaber is as if it still exists.
Because I thought that was what was Rey fighting with then? She found that one lightsaber at that bar or whatever, and then she went and found Luke on the island, and then she went to hand Luke the lightsaber, and I think he threw it away, and then she went and got it, and they were training on the island. At the end, when she fought Kylo Ren, she had a lightsaber. Whose lightsaber was that?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
And also, like when Luke did the whole, well, I guess he didn't. That could have been fake. I don't know. He didn't necessarily have to have a lightsaber when he died, but I
just remember the lightsaber was broken in in number 8, and I was like,
maybe okay.
Yeah, I was just like, and then that was a big deal.
But did they explain why?
Somehow it's alive again without any explanation. In fact, there's a lot of things without explanation in this film. I was just
they could fix it, right?
Huh?
They could fix it, right? I don't know.
What, from an explosion? I don't know if
I don't remember the explosion. I have no idea what scene this is, unless I just completely missed something. Was
it an explosion? I just remember it breaking.
Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. And then there was a whole lot of things. I was just like, wait, that's not what the Force is supposed to do. Like,
so it's not worth 15 and some change. That's what
yeah, it was definitely. Well, I mean, if you want to go in there to enjoy a film, like, then yeah, you can go in there and then you'll probably enjoy the film. But if you're like a person that understands the Star Wars universe, you're probably not gonna like this film.
See, I don't even know the Star Wars universe like that, so
yeah, then you'll probably enjoy the film. Just if it's just a film by itself, like yeah, it's enjoyable. But for somebody that understands the universe, and really cares about the universe, you're not gonna enjoy it.
Honestly, that in some ways to me, that's kind of an issue in itself. To like, if you say, for example, like to somebody who understands the universe, it's kind of like I get that people understand the universe, but they're also, I imagine part of it is that you understand the universe, in the sense that maybe you understand, like you've read all the
No, this is not.
read the
This has
books and
nothing to
stuff.
do with the books or
Are you talking
anything.
about
This
like
is
if you understand the previous 2 movies?
no. If you understand the previous 8 movies, it was even
Not
said in the
including
first
Solo
3
and Rogue
films.
One?
Or no, not just. Well, I should say the episodic trilogy.
That's what I'm saying, not including those. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying like so if you remember 1 through 8, episodes 1
Yeah.
through 8.
Or even
do
just
we think,
6. Even just like the 4, 5, and 6. Like they even talk about it in those films. And
well, that's what I'm
then,
saying.
like,
Do we actually, at this point, do we think that those are supposed to be all connected? I get they're all episodic order, and I get they're all supposed to be.
I do
like
know
Star
that Disney.
Wars. I don't know.
I think Disney does not want to keep any of the previous video games and the books as canon.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to keep the films canon.
I don't know. Okay. I guess I'll see when
And
I
then
see
it still didn't make any sense. And that is like the most disappointing thing about that film. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, we got this turned into a movie podcast, and anyways, so that's what I saw. And then after that, during that time, I was also building my website. So I know this is like a weird segue, but aside from Star Wars, I went to go. I continued building my site, and then it became to the point where I was just so frustrated with some things that I wish I was able to do that I couldn't. So I'm just asking this guy from my stream to just build it for me, and then he said he'll work on it. It will be probably done by next week or something. I still need to contact him about that. And then I watched The Witcher on Netflix.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
I actually enjoyed it. I think it's probably one of the best fight scenes on a television show I've ever seen.
Really?
I didn't even watch it.
I don't know. I don't know about that. You said
For a television show, it's probably the best one. Name a film. Name a television show that's better than that.
As far as their fight scenes are concerned,
Yeah,
that's not fair because you're talking about a fight scene set in a fantasy era. The closest era probably would say medieval times. You can't compare that to a fight from Boardwalk Empire because they had some good fights there, and I don't know. So that's you're entitled to your opinion. I'm just gonna have to disagree on that.
Well, anyways, I'm talking about it from a martial artist's point of view. The choreography on that is
that enough to make a show good though?
Television. It's not better than a movie. I'll give you that. But for a television show, it's probably one of the greatest. The way how it was shot and everything, it was really well done.
But do you think that's enough to make the show good?
Yes.
Just the
But
fights.
not only that, I feel Henry Cavill plays Gerald so well. You can tell he really cares about this series.
I give you credit on that one. Yeah, he did. He
really cares about this series.
So here's a question I have for you. Are you biased because you played the game?
Ooh.
I only
Meaning
no,
okay, not even. Hold on, before you answer, all I'm really saying is when you say he plays the character so well, is it that it is a good character, or is it that you've seen Geralt in games, so you have an idea of what you think the character should be? Meaning, anybody who hasn't played do you think if people who haven't played the games are going to look at it and be like, that's a really well played character?
No, the way he act. Okay, if I didn't play the game, right, and then only took it from how he played the character, it felt like that's how that's how Geralt would have been like, or Geralt. Yeah.
Sorry, say that one more time.
That's how, like, you can tell, like, this is how Geralt is like in The Witcher. Like, even if you didn't play the game.
This is how Carol. Okay.
Like, if you watch it, and then let's just take video games out of the context.
Oh, I've never played it. I've never even played the
Well,
video
no,
game.
I'm just saying, like, if you just take video games out of out of the context, you'll be like saying, yeah, I think this is how it should be. And you can tell, like he really studied up, or he not just studied. I don't think he played the game. And he's a gamer.
I mean, yeah, he is, but maybe he read the books or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, and he said he read the books after playing the game.
Well, I was just saying before he did the role, maybe he read the books, which I'm sure that would help. Yeah.
Yeah. I was very questioning about like Yennefer's like casting and series casting. And then, throughout the series, I was just like, what is the timeline here? It felt like all over the place based off the games and the
because Jennifer had a couple of flashbacks.
It wasn't the flashbacks. It was just shot in different times, just like how they did in like Dunkirk, but at a wider range.
Is it worth the Netflix subscription?
Yeah.
I mean, you should be able to answer that.
That's questionable. That is if you're into fans. I know one of my friends hates fantasy shows, so it's not for him. Like, he hates Lord of the Rings.
What?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Like, he thinks it's like one of the worst movies.
I honestly think they're okay. I don't even think they're that great. I don't think they're bad though.
Just great. Just great. I almost cried yesterday watching that movie, even though I watched it like 20 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? It's just great.
That's it. I think they're okay. It's fine. I don't have anything against them.
Have you watched the extended edition? Did you watch the director's cut?
Excuse me. What's that?
The 5-hour director's cut.
Making it longer is gonna make it better. If you like it, sure, but if you're like it's okay, I don't think making it longer is gonna make it better. Those are some long movies. No, that's what I said. I'm not saying anything. I literally don't have anything, quote unquote, against them. I just think they didn't pull me in the way they pulled a lot of other people in.
Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. I watched Zombieland. I watched Zombieland Double Tap.
Yeah, that was an Oscar-winning movie, right?
No, it wasn't.
You talking about the second one?
Yeah, the second one.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It was pretty good. It was supposed to be what it's supposed to be. It's the plot is very predictable. I would say they had this guy there named Berkeley. He was from Berkeley, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but bad representation of a Berkeley person. The last black man in San Francisco was like this independent film I watched as well. It's about this guy who's been fixing up this house on Fillmore because his his grandfather built a house, and he's trying to get this particular house, and he's going through obstacles with his friend about this house. I missed Parasite. I didn't get a chance to watch that. That was the next one on my list, but I was busy. But I keep hearing great things about Parasite.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either.
Well,
I have it right. Like, I have it ready to watch too. But
one of the best movies I've seen in a while. It was a great movie.
Dude, when I first heard of that film, I thought they were talking about like an anime, or the manga called Parasite with a Y. It's one of the craziest, or it's not. It's like the most like. It's a very gory. I wouldn't say gory, but it's one of the thought-provoking, scary, like anime / manga. And they even made a movie out of it, like a live-action movie for it too. So I thought everybody was just talking about that until like everybody said it was a Korean film.
Yeah. So would you recommend that I watch Witcher?
Yeah. If you have Netflix, then yeah.
Right, I mean, I have it.
Yeah.
I just know my mom started watching it and she was like, it's kind of slow.
Oh yeah, the first like 2 or 3 episodes is kind of slow.
How many
but
are
after
there?
that, it starts picking up.
How many are there?
8?
You know? 8?
Yeah.
I think 8, yeah.
So like a third of the series is pretty slow?
Well, the thing is, it does that typical like video game / anime thing where they do the whole like trying to introduce like all these characters. Like remember like the first 2 or 3 episodes of Game of Thrones? It was just trying to introduce like 30 different characters.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Like you were like saying, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is that guy? Like they try to make it feel like there's a whole lot of characters in that in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones is also a show about a bunch of different characters. Does it seem like The Witcher is? I thought it was mainly just about Geralt or Geralt.
Well,
whatever.
no, there's pretty a wide range of people according to the books. I didn't read any of it.
No, I mean, I get that. I know there's like, I'm sure there's a wide range of significant characters, but you know what I mean with Game of Thrones, like there weren't really main characters in Game of Thrones. Or there wasn't a main character. It was just kind of like this ensemble of a bunch of people who were all really important to the story, but like slightly varying degrees. Like you knew kind of like Jon Snow and Khaleesi and they were kind of like a little bit above everybody else, but it's like Tyrion Lannister or whatever is still just as important of a character in the show. He's just not like quote.
Okay, well let's just put it this way:
So
The Witcher has
like
3 main characters, and it really focused on all 3 of them at the same time, at different timelines.
Like that have their own separate storylines.
Yeah, everybody. It was kind of like like how Game of Thrones did it, like where they have like here's an arc for this part of the story, here's an arc for this part of the story, and this part of the story, and every single episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how they did it on The Witcher.
It's interesting because like I don't feel like I've ever really heard of anyone advertise for that show other than Geralt.
Yeah, so there's 3 arcs in that show per episode.
Okay.
And then you'll be like saying, wait, why are they like this is kind of confusing until like the last episode, like start all the past episodes just comes together. And it was like saying, oh wow, that's smart how they did it.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible how they put it all together on the last episode. And I'm like saying, wow, they can go a lot from here on out.
If this show is trash, I'm kicking you off the podcast. Nah, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, back to my gaming. I played a little bit of that of Call of Duty Mobile again, and let me tell you,
because you're probably using you're still using a keyboard and mouse.
Because I'm using a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, you are such a cheater, bro.
We should all play it sometime.
You're playing against people on their cell phones with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, like you see me like there was this one game I had like 25 kills on Battle. I think it was like 25 kills on Battle Royale. It was just so funny, like, and then like people on voice chat, and you can hear like background noises, like people screaming at them and stuff like that.
Really? People actually use the voice chat?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, some people just leave it on, and then you can hear like people like playing on it, or you can hear like people in the background talking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't really heard anybody.
Wait, but why do you play this game?
I just sometimes I just feel like just owning people. You know what I mean? Without actually cheating.
You totally cheating.
You're playing with the keyboard and mouse.
Well, that's not exactly cheating. Cheating will be like using like wall hacks or like aim bots and stuff like that.
Yeah, but don't you have to do like some kind of hacks to get your keyboard and mouse to work?
No.
Or is it actually built in?
It's native.
They actually built in the ability to use keyboard and mouse on that game?
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb then. Like, why would you do that? That's so ridiculous.
I don't know, but it works.
Yeah, people. Of course it does. Nobody's gonna have a chance that's not using the keyboard and mouse.
It's not like PUBG Mobile where they actually only put you in with people that's using keyboard and mouse.
That's even worse, though. It should.
No, that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't work like PUBG yet, at least right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So right now it's kind of broken.
Yeah.
Okay,
And they have like, you know, this sniper only mode and all that.
Yeah,
that's like,
that's fair.
yeah. No, but I think we should all play it just because it's free. And we should just try to just keep winning. If you want to get that feeling of just winning.
Nah, I'm good.
I like a little more challenge.
Excuse me, sorry.
Oh yeah, you should definitely play Call of Duty on your on PC then with your controller. That's a challenge right there.
That's not a challenge.
That's definitely a challenge. Anyways,
Yeah, you haven't tried it on a PC with a controller, right?
What, a shooter? A shooter?
no,
Not
Call of Duty.
No. It's the same, right?
Oh no, it's the same game. That precision is not even close to the same. You probably will get destroyed.
I played Rainbow Six on PC with my controller competing with someone with a keyboard.
Rainbow
and
Six
mouse.
is slow.
It's still.
That's the thing. That's
Yeah,
where
Rainbow
you get the
Six doesn't
advantage.
require a lot of twitch shooting, and
Yeah.
but then like Call of Duty, it requires a lot of that. That's why.
It's
Do
like,
you know what you know what flick shotting is? Yeah.
Hell no, that's some keyboard and mouse shit. I don't even know.
Yeah, flick shotting is like being able to like, you know, turn and just shoot like within a few frames.
whereas your analog stick, it would have to wait for the cursor to get to where you're trying to aim. But they can aim at you in like a few frames. Like you would get some kills. It's not like, you just literally have no chance whatsoever, but you would have a very hard hill you'd have to climb up to be good at, like, versus a keyboard and mouse.
Man, I ain't trying to be playing. That's why I ain't trying to play that shit on PC.
Well, I thought you said you wanted a little challenge.
Look, I'm not gonna double it. Maybe I might get it on PC with the next installment. I don't know.
Yeah, you should just play keyboard and mouse.
Nah.
Why not?
Because then she can't make fun of me about how I'm shooting on my keyboard and mouse in Destiny.
Anyways,
you don't remember that, do you?
I don't remember nothing.
She's like, look at all these kills.
Who
I've
died
made."
first on that game again?
What, on Destiny?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who died first? Was it me?
It was not me. It was not me.
Definitely you.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, well, let's rewatch the VOD.
Go ahead, find it, look for it. I promise you.
All right, so I'm gonna hold on to that and write a note right now,
He said,
and then we're gonna post this on YouTube. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
"It wasn't me."
You just start the video off with like LadyInfamous all sad making us some Philly cheesesteaks. Feel like I lost another bet.
I think I don't think the Philly cheesesteaks was that was
No. The drinks. It was the drinks in Gears of War.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, anyways, we were talking about TV shows and movies this past hour, so
That's fine. I mean, it been really dry in the gaming streets.
yeah, it's actually have been pretty dry in the game when it comes to like just games in general.
Yeah, so there's like a couple of releases this month. Dragon Ball, Iceborne on PC.
I did not know that was coming that fast. Did y'all hear about a release date for that?
What?
Dragon
I heard
Ball?
about Dragon Ball Kakarot's release date, like
That's January
this podcast. It's like 2
January.
weeks from now.
Yeah, January 17th.
Yeah, and then there's this game called Dragon Sinker, Animal Friends, Ayo Tennis 2.
What? Ayo Tennis 2.
Yeah, the letter A and the letter O. Tennis 2. Yeah.
What is that one?
I have no idea. I think it's like one of those realistic tennis games.
Is Dragon Sinker kind of like RPG or something?
Yeah, it looks like one of those 16-bit pixel RPG.
Oh, okay. Pretty much guess that. If you ever see the word dragon in it, it's almost always like some kind of RPG.
Yeah.
Oddworld? No, I'm sorry. That's not it.
Somebody wanted to play Oddworld. That was
yeah, but it's supposed to be it doesn't have, it says January, it doesn't say a date though. Pillars of Eternity 2, Rugs B20, Journey to the Savage Planet.
Shit. Darwin Project comes out this month.
Darwin? Wait.
After all that time.
What was that again?
We played it at one point before. It's another BR game where like, you remember the one where you have to like survive in the winter and like build fires and stuff like that, but at the same time like
a survival BR.
Yeah.
Or like a survival.
I did like a tournament on my stream in that game like a long time ago. I think you played.
I don't remember. Maybe.
Okay.
Shows how much that game.
But it's just funny
memorable.
because we played it at least like a year and a half ago, and it's like, oh yeah, it comes out like this month. So early access.
Yeah. I am not getting it. By the looks of this January month, I ain't getting nothing.
There's not much. That's fine.
There's nothing.
And Orange Blood, I might get that.
Oh wait, there was a game I might get. There's Light Matter.
Oh yeah, there's Light Matter.
It's like a first-person puzzler. I'll probably play that one.
And what do you call it? And Temtem.
What is that?
Temtem? It's like this MMO like Pokemon game that got kickstarted.
I don't know about that one. I don't really do MMOs.
It like I think the Pokemon community is like so big on trying to get is like anticipating this game.
So it's like it's kind of like Pokemon where you like capture monsters and stuff like that. Is it that kind of thing?
And then you battle each other. There's you evolve them, but it's an MMO.
Interesting. Okay.
Something that I think a lot of people were asking for a long time.
Specifically from Pokemon, like they wanted a Pokemon MMO.
Or being able to just go around and have it like in the actual like world that people can like actually go out and become a master at blood catching.
Got you. Well, that's cool. They kickstarted it and it's like a full release is coming out this month.
Yeah, it seems like on the 21st. Yeah, it's called Temtem. Temtem. Those spaces.
I mean, I'm not gonna play it. I'll watch you play it. I don't do MMOs like that.
But what if it's like a Pokemon?
I also don't do Pokemon like that.
Me neither.
I haven't played.
Really, you never
games.
liked Pokemon?
They don't feel different enough to me. I played, I think, like the first two.
Oh, you know who's publishing
Temtem?
Temtem?
I don't know what to do with it. Who's that?
Humble Bundle.
Really? That's interesting.
Oh, now you want to play it?
No, absolutely not. I just didn't know they published games.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Apparently, they've been publishing all these games for like a year already. They have like 26 games in their Steam library for published games, like The Forager.
I wonder if I end up getting all of those because I have the membership. That's interesting.
I don't know, but I don't
have to look into that.
Yeah, I don't have any of their games on my Steam list.
Yeah, but I mean, there is a lot of stuff coming. Seems like there's a lot of stuff coming this year. Just like January is kind of sparse.
Like a Q1.
Yeah, I mean, is it? Well, wait. Cyberpunk's supposed to be Q1, right? I thought it was February.
Yep. April. Right? April 16th.
April? Okay, well, I guess that's Q2.
April 16th.
Dreams is I'm gonna play Dreams, although I wouldn't make that like put that under like super high profile or anything like that.
Ori 2.
Zombie Army 4. I can't wait. I might get that.
Final Fantasy 7, Ori 2.
Zombie Army 4?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
You never played Zombie Army 3?
Describe to me what you do in our Zombie Army 3.
You're 4 soldiers fighting with zombies, killing Hitler, usual shit.
Oh, I remember that game.
It was pretty good.
Wait, is it like is that a story based mode?
No, it has no
Hitler?
story.
Where does Hitler come in there?
Well, that's who we meet at the end.
So
I guess
is it like? I guess what's a
around
game
that
that you would
time.
compare it to in terms of like
Sniper
gameplay?
Elite.
There you go. That's a good example.
Yeah, but that's story though. You said it's not like story based, so how would
it's not like a deep, rich story to it. It's just with Zombie Army 3, it was like your soldiers infiltrating the war. It's Hitler time, and he made this weapon that turns people into zombies, and you're one of 4 characters that has a little bit of background, 2 chicks, 2 dudes, and you go look for gold, you go find ways of zombies, you get a checkpoint, there's safe houses.
That's okay. Left 4 Dead.
There it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what's the style of gameplay? So
yeah,
right,
very Left 4 Dead.
But
yeah,
like
Left 4
Hitler's
Dead.
kind of one of the he's the final boss.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
He turns into something. You have to find him.
Ori and Final Fantasy though, they're not even till March.
Yeah,
Ori
still
is
Q1.
Ori is in February the 11th.
I think it's March now, right? March 11th. I'm seeing March 11th right now.
You want to put some money?
Too.
I'm looking at February 11th over here.
I'm looking at releases.com.
That's where I'm looking. Yeah.
I'm looking at GameRadar.com. Come on.
It could have.
Yeah,
I mean,
releases.com is more up to date.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I Google it, it said like March 11th. Let's see on their website.
It says initial release date is February 11, 2020. It says that shit on Google. Y'all gotta get your mind right.
So what happens if I look on the website and they say March 11th?
On Wikipedia, March 11th.
I'm looking at Google. I can tell you. I can send you a picture. I'm looking at the
How old
Google.
is the picture though?
What you mean? You go to Google, you put Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and it tells you the information about the game. It tells you when it comes out.
That's what I'm saying. How old is that info though? Do you know?
No.
When was that published? Whatever article or whatever thing you're looking at.
It should be refreshed every day at least, because this is a Google search engine.
I'm looking at their trailer and it says available March 11th.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Pretty sure they didn't mess. Well, I mean, I guess there's also somehow.
Wait a minute, their trailer was from June. Are you serious?
I don't know.
Yeah.
TGA 2019, the Game Awards. That's last month.
I don't believe you.
I mean, I can send you a snapshot if you want to see it.
I'll send you a snapshot.
I'm on www.orithegame.com. It's like literally their website. Wait. It's still Q1 regardless, I guess. But that's kind of it though, isn't it? Even though that's no.
Oh, you know what else is coming out? Q1.
What?
A game that hasn't been out for that didn't have a sequel in possibly
I
over
think you're looking at the same
20
thing
years.
that I'm looking at. That I was just like, what? Are you talking about Bubble Bobble 4? Holy crap! Wow, I used to love that game, dude. I mean, I don't know about these little creatures I'm seeing on the cover right now. They look like Bub and Bob. They look a little too cutesy for me now. I don't know if I'm gonna want to play it. I don't know if I want to know what 2020 Bubble Bobble looks like. That's crazy though.
You motherfucker tried me, man. Shit. Alright, you right.
Oh, they got a couple things that this game Stella that I saw at PAX West. That's apparently Q1 too. That one looked pretty cool.
SpongeBob SquarePants Battle whatever. Battle for Bikini
Bottom. Is that an old game?
I don't know. Is it?
I've heard that name before. Battle for Bikini. Maybe that's the name of the movie.
Or it says Rehydrated.
Oh, they must have.
It might be like
I was gonna say that sounded. I've heard that name. Oh, they're doing the System Shock's finally coming out. System Shock
remastered.
Yeah, I had heard that. I saw a trailer for that. It looks pretty cool. I never played the original, so. But that's
I remember playing it. I just don't remember much about it. Probably because I was still hella young.
That's probably a good thing though. Now you can play it kind of with some fresh eyes.
Yeah,
dude. Paper Beast comes out too. Remember we were looking at that? We were like, we don't know what the hell that is. I think wasn't that one of the things they announced at the Game Awards or something? Or not?
Paper
maybe.
Beasts?
It was like a VR experience, and we were like, you're just walking around with these weird creatures and stuff. I think it's PSVR.
Oh, I don't know.
Undertake a virtual journey of discovery through an immersive and poetic gameplay experience. It's exactly what I would expect them to describe it as, because I was like, I don't know what this game is. I mean, it seems like there's some cool stuff in the beginning. Actually, I'm more curious to see what's like.
Bubble 4.
Dude.
I don't know why you tried me with that, man. I don't even know why you tried me with that, to be honest with you. I didn't even...
Did you play Bubble Bobble as a kid?
Yo, hell no.
That game is fantastic. Oh, see, I knew it.
What?
I made the mistake of clicking on the trailer. I was like, I don't want to see what this looks like in 2020. I shouldn't have done it.
You
That's
did
exactly what I expected. It's like super cutesy and like, I don't know.
Very Nintendo.
It's for the kids.
It's for the Switch, yeah.
Ew. It's for the Switch?
Didn't you just buy a Switch?
I was like, she just got one.
Look, I bought so many games for the Switch. I only played, I think I played a little bit of like a
Breath of the Wild.
I got stuck there.
You played Breath of the Wild though.
I got stuck. I played a lot of like
Wait, Sharpie, you played Breath of the Wild too, right?
I did, but I didn't actually. I don't think I'm even 10% done with that game.
Like half the people that own that game aren't 10% done. That game is huge.
Yeah, it's way too big. Like just trying to get from one place to another is just like, oh my god.
Where'd you get stuck, LadyInfamous?
I forgot.
I'm curious if Sharpie made it past it.
He probably passed me. I forgot where to go pick up the hang glider after I did the tutorial shrines.
Oh, you were like literally just out of the tutorials?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Really? I'm glad you laughed.
I mean, I'm not playing it.
I got a South Park game on the Switch called The Stick of Truth. I had to get it.
Have you ever played that before?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
And it came out on every other console and PC.
Yeah. And it's been free on I think it's free on PS4 at some point. Because I think I gave Sharpie, what did I give you?
No, you gave me the
Stick of Truth?
I think it was the Stick of Truth.
I think so, yeah, because you went and streamed it right after, pretty
and
recently.
Then I played, what do you call it?
The Fractured Butthole.
The Fractured Butthole.
It's one of my favorite games I've ever played. I love that game. That's such a great game.
Yeah, it's very well produced. Like they managed to do a South Park game right.
Wait, so LadyInfamous, you have the Stick of Truth?
Yeah.
How much did you play of it?
Nothing.
Oh, you haven't played it yet?
haven't touched it.
Oh, you should play that one then. I think that one you'll like a lot. That's a great game. It's like playing through a South Park episode. Both of them.
I can. That'd be good for something to stream. Something I can do because Outer Worlds is hella big. I can't do 3 RPGs in one sitting. I can't do it anymore. So
you could. I don't remember how long did it take you to finish the Stick of Truth, Sharpie? Do you remember?
Maybe like 3 sittings.
I was gonna say they're not huge. You probably like.
Not only that, like the South Park humor is what keeps you going.
Yeah, you'll be in it the whole time. Like you'll probably be wanting to play like the next section every time you finish one kind of thing.
You can customize your character, right?
Yes, but that'll affect your stats.
Yeah, it's an RPG. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and they have like jokes in there too, where it's like if you make a black character, apparently the game's gonna be hard and all that. Saying, oh yeah,
the hardest mode in the game is to make a black character. It's like
really,
is
it true?
I don't know.
No, that's dead serious. I think that was like the hard mode. Your character is black. Yeah.
I just remember like Hartman saying oh yeah, select your difficulty level or something like that, and then like if you make your character black.
Yeah, it's the hardest. That's the way to make the game the hardest it can be is like to make your character black.
I don't want it to be hard though.
But it's funny because like they said, oh yeah, because they try to like they try to do all this like they try to make fun of a lot of social justice stuff. Like they try to make fun of all of that.
Yeah, it's South Park. They're totally making jokes about all kinds of like current stuff in the like you know how they do on the show.
Yeah, basically they try to make an episode like the week before the air date or something like that.
Yeah. It's a great game though. It's like fantastic. I don't remember the Stick of Truth that much. I know I like loved it when I played it the first time, but I played like the Fracture But Whole more recently, and I know they're like I remember going back and watching Sharpie when he was streaming the Stick of Truth, and it was definitely like a dramatically different game to the point where I'm like I don't really remember that much about the original. Sorry,
Yeah,
somebody's
and
alarm is going off.
apparently it continues from like the very last episode of the season when it was aired, and that's how the Stick of Truth came along.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I watched that episode too. Like after playing it, I was like saying, "Oh, that's smart what they did." He says like, "Yeah, play," and then this is like next week on South Park or something like that, and then like it says like. You can play it on this game. You can play it on your computer or your consoles.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was very smart. And then, like after a few moments or a few weeks, the next season came along with South Park, expecting that you finish the game.
So if you guys had like any game you could think of that's supposed to be out in 2020 that you're most looking forward to, what do you think it would be?
Yeah, that's a loaded question, bro.
I don't know.
One game.
Looking forward to. It's not like you think it's not like it has to be like, oh, what do I think is going to be the best game in 2020?
Fantasy VII?
Mine might be Final Fantasy VII. Yeah.
I'm looking for like for the first quarter.
I mean, just
Cyberpunk?
in general that you know of, like you said, there was like Cyberpunk. There's like
Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I really, really. It caught me at the end. It caught me at the end. So.
What do you mean it caught you at the end?
Like I really,
about the final boss you had to beat.
No, like the final leg, because I had played it and then I quit and then I stopped playing for like a year some change. So I said, let me just finish this game. Excuse me. So going through what I went through just to beat the game, I was like, I gotta play the next one.
Okay.
I guess I have a tolerance for pain. I guess. I really, yeah, that's Final Fantasy. I'm gonna watch y'all play it first.
Yeah, no, you can't buy that.
Why not?
Because it's gonna cost $60. You're not allowed to buy it. It's a remake.
I'll wait till it goes on sale. I will wait till it goes on sale.
I know you will.
Yep. Yeah, that's not Persona. Maybe.
Is that Persona? Is there a Persona game?
Persona 5. I'm sorry. Persona 5 Royal.
I thought that already existed though.
No. I think this is like the more like updated version.
What does that mean?
Like those definitive edition type of thing, but they call it Royal.
Oh, okay, but it's still Persona 5 though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, they're gonna have another entry in like the Dark Pictures anthology.
When?
I don't know, sometime this year.
I think they want to do it every 3 months or something like that, right?
That quick, really?
Or every 6 months? I don't remember. It's one of those.
Well, I was gonna say that would be crazy if it was every 3 months. Like, they can't even do like an episode of like the Telltale series in like 3 months, apparently.
I'm down for that. Probably going to come out on Halloween or so.
I mean, that would make sense, I guess, yeah. Nobody's excited about Last of Us 2?
I don't know. I feel like it's been way too long since I first watched like
I gotta watch a walkthrough or something so I can get extra kind of hype because I think that game. because I played it already. Duh. It's over. It was good when I first got the PlayStation. I was like, all right, I got The Last of Us and I'm going to play and it's going to be awesome. But then after the shimmer died down, I was like, that game was too hype for me. Like, people were hyping this game up like it was the second Messiah, and it wasn't.
I kind of want to see what you're like on Christmas.
Who, me?
Yeah. Because you, like, get a video game and be like, all right. I'm like, I've never seen this Lady Infamous before. I kind of want to see that.
What you mean?
All right. I got the newest Call of Duty.
No, I was like,
okay.
Someone gave me, I'm gonna tell you, someone gave me.
Vastly different game from before. and then you play it, and it's like, oh, it's the same game as before.
Okay, let me ask you something real quick.
I got a bathrobe and some, like, memory foam slippers, and I was like, all right. Yeah.
Let me ask you something real quick, though. Just because you mentioned that about, like, Last of Us 2, do you think there's a game that, like, has ever lived up to the hype if you didn't get to it before the hype? Meaning, like, yeah, if you play Last of Us 2 when it first comes out before everybody's like, it's the most amazing game ever, that you might think it's the most amazing game ever. But, like, one where you didn't get to it until after everybody already said it was the shit. And it's
Halo 3.
To it.
Halo 3. Halo 3.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I can actually believe that.
I don't think any of those lived up to the hype to me.
I mean,
actually, now that I think about it, I do know one. I would say God of War. Probably.
God of War was good. Better than Last of Us.
Okay. I don't know. I think the hype tends to kill things almost universally.
Yeah. I learned, yeah.
Well, then again, we're living in the age of social media.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I think social media is what kills a lot of, your personal hype.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of expectations going around.
Death Stranding is a perfect example of an overhyped game. Because I was hype as shit. I bought that game. I still got, I got the PlayStation page, like, got the Death Stranding wallpaper. That shit's bomb. I haven't touched that game since I got it.
Do you agree, Sharpie?
What?
That Death Stranding was overhyped?
Well, I was expecting it to be overhyped because I was just like, this is probably not going to live up to his Metal Gear series. Like, I was able to tell just because he says it's going to be open world and, like, it's not like realistic fiction.
I think maybe I'm just confused on what hype means then. Because I'm like,
excited for a game.
Well, yeah, of course, people are excited for a game. People are excited for like a lot of games. But I mean, like, personally, like, how do you end up feeling like something is overhyped? Like, I heard about Death Stranding and I saw trailers and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know what this game is.
It's a mailman simulator, bro. It's a mailman simulator, bro. That's all it is.
No, that's not what I mean. But I'm saying,
basically,
like,
Paperboy.
Yeah, Paperboy.
What I'm saying
that's fucked up. Yeah. That's a good one,
I'm just saying,
Sharpie.
like, before it came out, when I looked at it and they showed trailers and stuff like that, I'm like, that game looks weird as shit. Like, I don't know what to make of it. But that's why I don't think I would get hyped over it. So I'm kind of curious. The question is,
like, are you the type of person that thinks extremely logically when you watch a trailer?
That could be it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that might take into the equation on how you feel about a game when you watch something.
I mean, certain stuff like if I watch like certain fighting game trailers, like, I'm not necessarily thinking logically about them. I just see like crazy action and stuff like that. And I'm like,
well, I think you are because you have an expectation that it's going to be that it's going to have to be visually appealing and all that.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Like, do you expect fighting games to have like a deep story and
no, not really.
Like amazing, like, adventure style gameplay and all that? Probably not, right?
Yeah.
Like, you expect it to be a fighting game that looks visually stimulating.
But I mean, even if you see like, like those Mortal Kombat trailers or whatever, and you see the combos and like characters have like cool designs and they have like cool move sets and stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm looking for in terms of like that's what I'll be hyped by. But that's mainly because I'm literally seeing what the characters are doing as
Yeah,
compared
and
to like
that's because that
if
was your
somebody shows me.
expectation.
What's up?
That was what you were expecting, right?
I mean, not necessarily expecting, but that's kind
What
of
you
what the
expected to
hope
be
is.
like something different.
Well, just I'm just saying that's what the hope is. But like I think the thing where it's a little bit different with like, for example, Death Stranding or like games like that is like we never saw the game. All we saw was trailers. And that's why I'm like, I don't know. And trailers, obviously Kojima's like he's a little interesting in terms of like the kind of story he likes to tell. So it's like, okay, I know I already have that expectation of like, oh yeah, I'm not necessarily gonna know exactly what the story is until I'm playing it, but like I don't know if I would get hyped over it because I've never even seen the game before it came out. Like I've seen no gameplay of this game until it came out.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did, and nobody knew what kind of game it was going to be until like a week before the game was even released.
So that's why I'm always confused. Like maybe that's where like I was going along with what Lady Infamous was saying before, where it's like mainly the Kojima fans that are like super hyping it up, which kind of makes sense.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, you know, Tarantino fans are going to definitely hype up when he's going to release a new movie.
Why you got to say Tarantino, though?
Because he's in that same category.
He has his own unique style, and, like, there's definitely, like, people who are diehard Tarantino fans.
Yeah, I am.
So that's what, it wasn't specifically for you. I'm just saying, like, that's what, it's the same kind of concept where, like, you're his fan, therefore, if you hear his next movie is coming, you're excited, you're gonna hype it up or whatever, without even knowing what the hell it is.
Like I heard they're gonna do a Kill Bill Volume 3, and I'm hyped, and that's just a rumor.
Yeah, so. There you go. That's why you don't have to be confused by people hyping up like Kojima.
Valve and
what's that?
He knows that never to make a third game for anything, or third of anything.
I don't think there's a third movie to make anyway, but
yeah, in the movie Kill Bill Volume 1, when the Black Mama killed Vivica Fox character in the beginning, the daughter lived. So the rumor is, I'm putting air quotations in the air, that that little girl is gonna start. I guess she learns martial arts or something. And she's going to start killing everybody. I guess the last person she's going to try to kill is the Black Mamba. And that's just a rumor, but I'm excited.
Uma Thurman's name isn't Bill, though. And Bill's already dead. I don't know if you can make a Kill Bill 3. There's no
It's going to be something. Well, it's going to be something within that world.
Okay,
so
all right. I get that. That's different.
Yeah. It's not going to be like Kill Bill, but it's something within that universe.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's
like
all
Devil
I'm saying.
May Cry and Resident Evil.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, what?
Because Devil May Cry was originally Resident Evil 4, the first Devil May Cry.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, and then the gameplay was too different that they just made it its own game or its own series.
You said how?
How? Resident Evil is like supposed to be in the real world. Dante
no, that's what I mean. Like they try to make Devil May Cry, and then like they say like, oh yeah, this is before Devil May Cry. This is like, yeah, this is gonna be Resident Evil 4, and then like the gameplay and then like the scene and how everything was way vastly different from how like based on Resident Evil's expectation.
Well, I mean, I'm not even thinking about like the way the game ended up. Obviously, based on how you described it, it sounds like they must have shifted gears and said like, we're making this something completely different. But like, even starting with like Dante, how is he?
I mean, look, if you look at how like Devil May Cry's like camera works.
Oh, you mean kind of like they starting with like you're talking about literally base, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like just starting to make the game. Like not even necessarily like, oh, we have a character and he's doing this and then it's just not fitting.
Yeah, and then like eventually apparently it just stopped becoming a Resident Evil game that they said, okay, let's just call it something else.
Okay. Did not know that. Because Dante definitely would not have fit in Resident Evil unless he was a bad guy, I guess.
An anti-hero.
He's like, I mean, I'm just thinking like dual wielding guns and like a long jacket and like I'm like, where does that fit in the character just doesn't seem to make sense in Resident Evil. He's not like real world.
And he has so much attitude.
Yeah, way too much attitude.
Like overtly confident.
Yeah. Are you guys playing Bleeding Edge?
Nope.
I would assume you would try it. No?
It's on Game Pass, maybe.
Yeah, it's free. I already added it to like auto download whenever it's ready. I'm gonna try it. I'm sure I'll play it for like maybe 2.5 hours and then be done.
Probably. They don't have enough puzzles in there for you.
Man, I didn't even play that many puzzle games. What you talking about? Play some.
Not platformer enough. I'm sorry.
You said not platformer enough?
Yeah.
Is that what I play mostly? I don't know.
Puzzles and platformers.
I don't know what I play mostly. I play Jackbox. Anyway, yeah, it seems like some cool stuff's coming out in 2020.
You guys, any special goals or anything for 2020?
Yeah, I was about to get into that. I was just like, yeah, what? You guys have any goals this year? You know what I want to challenge all of us,
For
like
what?
including myself? Upload one video a day.
Man, hell no. On YouTube?
Did you say
YouTube,
upload one video a day?
Yeah.
Hell no.
How much
I don't
time
care
that
if
takes?
it's 1 minute long or 10 minutes long.
No. No, because you can't just be putting out any old thing on the YouTube.
No, it's to just get into the habit of actually doing it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious when that gets done, though. When does this video get made?
And that's my next point. It's like starting the month of February.
Man, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't no way I'm gonna do one video a day and stream.
That's a lot, dude.
And work. You crippin', cuz.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I can give you,
like I said,
I can give
you
you
just be talking in front of the camera. It doesn't have to be video games.
I know, but I'm saying I can't give you something I can't put my 100% on it. Ain't no way. I'm thinking about going on vacation this year. My vacations are this year. I have to think about where I'm gonna go. I just one video a day is
Okay, fine. One video a week.
I can do that.
That's fine. I was already planning on doing. I'm gonna do like 3 a week.
Man, you ain't
one
gonna do
a day. You want bet?
Man, you ain't gonna do no 3 a week.
You want bet another Philly cheesesteak?
No, I refuse to make any more. I refuse to cook for y'all motherfuckers no more.
All right, you could bet a $32 shot.
That's who are we gonna get? We gonna go to San Jose for that?
I don't know. we gonna go to Mimi's, wherever that is.
Whoever.
I'm sure they got a bar somewhere called Mimi's.
There's a restaurant called Mimi's.
Yeah, I'm sure they got a $32 shot.
I can do a video a week, Sharpie.
Yeah,
I can do, and it don't have to be video game related. I can post it up on my YouTube. That's not a problem. I used to do that all the time, but I just stopped doing it because life gets ahead of me, and I just stopped doing them. On my old channel.
Yeah.
On my YouTube.
So this is more like a thing to actually just bring ourselves more out there. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it. I'm just saying, like, you know, to actually get if you want to become, you know, more self-sufficient. Like, I think this is like the best way to let the world know on who you are, and that to let people know that you exist.
That's not a problem. Once a week is not a problem. But people talking about 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, please.
Dude, what are you talking about? He's a pro.
That ain't that much.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a pro.
Watch me work.
With that red camera.
I'm not shooting 3 videos on the red. Yeah, right.
Is red camera is like a literal red camera or a special camera?
No, the brand, like the company's name is Red.
Oh.
They make like one of the most expensive cameras out there.
Yeah.
You got expensive taste, Sharpie. Damn. We can't get no sales out here.
Sharpie be all in my pockets, yeah.
Don't pocket check. I just want to, as far as video game content is concerned, I'm just, if it's broke, don't fix it. I think I'm content. I'm content with the growth that I'm doing right now. I can only do the best that I can possibly can. I'm not gonna be like kissing ass or
No, I'm not telling you to get rid of your integrity.
No. But I understand what you mean. But what I mean is, as far as my goals for this year, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about specifically of the challenge that you presented to us. I'm talking about me as a content creator. I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna do the shit that I like. I'm gonna do it when I like it, and I know that with my audience right now, they're gonna be down with me regardless. Even if I post a video of me making food, or if I go to the store, or if I make video games, I just have to be content of how much time I put in those videos as far as YouTube is concerned. I can't put no 2-hour stream expecting to have like 30 views the first day, you know? I want to travel more. While we were talking, I was looking at my new luggage set. So, on Amazon, which is great. I wanted to travel outside the country this year, but I got my travel agent called me like the other day. She was like, well,
damn, you have a travel agent?
I was saying, I don't got a travel agent.
I mean, you got to get on the right team. I mean, if you ain't on the right team, you ain't got no travel agent. That sounds like a personal problem. Anyway, she's like, you still trying to go out of the country? I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you sure? She's like, it's a lot of tension out here in these streets in the world. She really advised me, like, if I don't have a traveling buddy, that I shouldn't go out the country right now. Not for at least 6 months.
Where are you trying to go?
I wanted somewhere that ain't the U.S. That was like my goal, and I gave her a budget, and she gave me a couple of things, but she asked me, "Are you going by yourself?" I said yes. She's like, "Well, you should find somebody to go with." Then I started making my rounds, see who wanted to go with me. Some wanted to go, but ain't got no money. Some don't want to go because they're not that open-minded. So I'm thinking like, okay, I don't want to be like spend money to get kidnapped or get caught up somewhere in another country, and I just get caught up. Made me a little scared. So what I was thinking, probably doing something in the States, probably visit a city I never been, or because everybody's asking me to go to E3 again this year. I'm on the fence about it.
Why?
It's the same shit. It's like,
I don't think it's going to be the same shit. They're trying to make it into like I said before, like a we call it influencer event instead of it.
I just think, but I'm just personally, excuse me, my allergies. I've done it 3 years, and it's a console year, so it's supposed to be bigger because of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X Series XX, and but it's the same. It's the same. That's what's getting me about going to E3. It's like if you like save up your money to go, you don't want to feel like doing the same thing, and I low key feel that I might be doing the same things. And I don't want to feel like that, especially when I'm spending like over $1,000 going on this trip. So I'm kind of on the fence. But I do want to travel somewhere. I gotta, pull the switch out and
What, play the messenger?
I'm not playing that shit.
That's what it sounded like you were doing.
Yeah, just explore more, travel more, and just still be as consistent as I possibly can with my content. That's my plan for the year. What about you guys?
You want to go, Sharpie?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking that you were gonna go.
No, go ahead.
So again, I think I should. like, well, I want to get back into shape a little more. Like, I want to keep continuing doing that. And maybe, well, I've been kind of blogging about it on my unfinished website, so there's that. And then I'm trying to like get that rolling too, and then like get something rolling with my own website. And again, like I think making video content is starting to become more apparent and more important if you want to like at least grow even a little bit instead of just doing selfies all day like I see a lot of people are doing.
Hey, don't hate on my selfies, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, if you just keep doing that, like, it's going to be the same pictures over and over again.
So, not when I do them. I actively make mine different. But yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I need to go back to, actually doing something outside of just streaming and just, researching about stuff. Because I think that's what I've been doing, like just researching, and then, kind of like how you pointed out, like, trying to overproduce this podcast before, and then now it's just like, and then you just said like, well, we'll never get started. So I'm trying to take that to heart a little bit more when it comes to other content stuff. I don't care if anybody watches it. I'm just doing it so I have some documentation about myself.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think anybody who has like a creative outlet and they want to be creative and they want to like have an opportunity to explore that option, go ahead and do it. There's a lot of people out here that's within the cookie cutter of social media or the cookie cutter streaming or being a content creator. I think it's wonderful that you try to expand your horizons. Good shit, Sharpie. Oh, somebody's saying in the hood. Somebody's saying that ain't me.
That is definitely my area.
We know it's not your area. In Sharpies.
So Sharpie, I got a question. So that being said, is your, I mean, I guess I don't know in terms of like how your current situation is, but is your intent to kind of try to figure out how to, I guess, be a content creator professionally versus like at some point looking to try to find another job?
Oh, it's more like I want to be able to just make something for myself. I don't care if people watch it or not. I want to make something cool just because I want it to look cool for myself. Because what I realized was, like, I remember a long time ago, I made something really cool. And then, this was before YouTube. And then, like, I was so proud of it and I want to get that feeling again.
Yeah.
He's trying to get his creative rocks off. His creative rocks off.
Yeah. And then like being able to like show it to just my friends alone. Like I want to get that feeling again.
What was it last time?
Like I said, like this was like back in like 2005 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I guess YouTube was starting to come out, but then, like it was still in its infancy, and then, like maybe I should have uploaded it there, but I didn't, and then now it's like gone forever. Because everybody was still burning CDs.
Yeah.
And so that, like, I was putting it on CDs and just sharing it that way. And then now it's like, I don't think anybody owns that CD anymore. And then therefore, like, all my stuff is gone. And, I've gone through many hard drives during that time. A lot of them dying.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I want to get that feeling again of sharing something at least with my friends and saying, look what I made, look how cool this shit is, right? Like I want to be able to do that again.
That's cool. That makes sense.
And if people like it, and if it grows, there is that too. But I'm not gonna do that for that purpose because I feel like that's it's starting to come into my mind that if like that was like my original thought like a long time ago, and then I was like, like trying to expand without like feeling proud of something. It's kind of like a dead mindset, and then based on what everybody's just talking about, like all these people stressing out about like trying to make content every single day to appease the more like a vast audience, It's just, it seems like it's killing them inside. So I don't want that to happen immediately if it does happen.
Gotcha.
Like, I want to be proud of what I made, right? And then I want to get that feeling again.
Oh, just have
which
a
I
baby.
haven't really felt that
What
way
the
in a
fuck?
long
Did you
time.
what he said? Have a baby.
Yeah, you can be like, I'm proud of what I made.
I guess that's how I felt about like my little character in Final Fantasy 14.
Exactly,
Like I was very proud of like what I made, and then like now she's like gone.
See, exactly. There you go. You just need to get you another baby to focus on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess this time it's like if it's something that I can actually share and people find cool, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, people clearly were finding that one cool too. You didn't feel that way about Fioa?
Well, I mean, yeah, and then it was cool, but then like I feel like that was just a very niche people that I didn't know who they were.
I mean, that's still people appreciating what you do, though.
Mm-hmm. That's a. It feels good when people appreciate things that you do. That's something.
It was
money
nice.
That monies and stuff can't buy that because I just think it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. Like, I didn't understand that until it actually happened.
Wait, you're saying you didn't understand what till it
Well, I mean,
happened?
like I know people were talking about like when people don't like feeling like I don't know how to explain this.
Try to explain it then.
Yeah, I'm not gonna explain it because I'm having a hard time trying to explain like how I guess it's like one of those things where you don't understand it until you actually experience it, kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like how how you like with T, you say you don't mind being single like pretty much for the rest of your life, kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
Right? But then like you had that experience of being in a relationship. I don't have that to compare that with. So I don't know what it's like being in a relationship. It's kind of like that.
Oh yeah, I definitely get that. That makes sense.
Right? No, so that's what I mean. Like, when people started appreciating my, my pictures on Instagram for Fio, like, I didn't experience that like through the internet until it actually happened.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. Just gotta have a baby.
Shit.
Nah, I get you, dude. I get you.
What about your goal? Yeah, what about you, Unshe?
All right, so I think like I feel like I'm a little bit different than from what I've heard a lot of people say with respect to like stuff when it comes to content creation and even gaming, things of that nature, in the sense that like gaming has always been like a part of who I am, and it's basically been the driving factor for almost like every single decision I've ever made in life. Not in life, but like we'll say career wise. Like being an engineer is because I wanted to make video games initially. Getting into filmmaking was like I wanted to make films centered around video games or based off of video games. Like Twitch, like all this stuff has all been centered around like trying to kind of incorporate basically what my passion is into work in some form or another. So I think like for this year, I'm kind of what I want to do essentially is I think I'm gonna move more towards not necessarily making gaming content traditionally the way that a lot of other people do, where it's like, here's gameplay video of me playing this game and talking or whatever. Because honestly, like I think over the last however many years I've been doing like Twitch streaming, 3 or 4 years or whatever, it's been kind of like I think it's pretty evident for me based on how the results have been that like maybe I'm just like maybe my persona as like a streamer or as like just a person providing commentary on games isn't necessarily what people are looking for, which is fine. I'm cool with that. Like about 8 billion of us all trying to do the exact same thing, and probably like 7,199,000 of us all coming to that exact same conclusion at some point.
Well, no,
Um,
I talked about this before. I said it was because Twitch is not a discovery platform.
I mean, I don't even think it's just that. It's just kind of like, even when I listen to my own self, I like when I go back and watch my streams, I don't think I can talk for days, but whether or not it's something that's going to like draw people in to say, I want to see more, that's a whole different story. So, um, I think the way that I want to approach it this year is like definitely different in that I'm gonna still continue to do the stuff that I do. Like I said, gaming's always part of my life. It's not going anywhere. I'm gonna continue to play games, and I'm gonna continue to like stream on Twitch, for example, because like, why not? You never know. Literally stopping streaming on Twitch when I played games wouldn't do anything whatsoever to like in a positive or negative fashion. So I'm like, why would I even bother not doing it? But I think what I want to approach in terms of like content creation this year is more so like lifestyle, and it's kind of like this. The way that I think that I want it to work is that, and this is why I said you watch me do like 3 videos a week, is because it's gonna be kind of like lifestyle in the sense of like showing off kind of like how what my life is like in general in multiple ways. One, just because I don't know, maybe people think I'm interesting, but two, also because like I think it's interesting to see kind of what I don't feel like I get very many glimpses into what it's like for an adult to have gaming be like an integral part of their life. So I think I'm gonna kind of like make some content centered around that, but also content centered around like the idea of like me basically trying to make the best version of myself by improving all my different aspects of life. And the reason why I want to do that is specifically because, again, I don't think there's going to be any kind of explosion in terms of like, you know, all of a sudden content is popular or whatever. But like, I think it kind of like has this inadvertent effect of, if I'm making content, even if nobody's watching it, if it's centered around me improving aspects of my life, then inadvertently, if nobody ever watches it, it doesn't make a difference, because like I will probably have improved my life over the course of making those videos. So there's like a lot of different topics, like, travel, stuff like that. If I make videos about like, when I'm traveling, it's like, okay, nobody watched it, but I got to go somewhere and travel. Or like, if I'm doing things about, how I do my investments or whatever, then like, it's all stuff that like I'm improving my life in some fashion. And again, there'll be gaming stuff too. I'll make videos about events I go to, about like Twitch stuff, like how that's going, stuff I do to improve streams, stuff like that. But I think I'm just gonna focus around like this generic all around improving my life kind of content that I want to create going forward. Because again, it's this thing of, even if nobody watches it, because I'm not the person that can I'm not the person who says like I'll do content specifically just for fun. Because I'm old, but B is just kind of like, I don't know. I think I'm more of a results oriented person. So when people say, "Oh yeah, I just do it for fun," and incidentally it got big, I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know if I have enough time to just keep doing it for fun, hoping that it gets big. So my thing is like, even if it doesn't, nothing comes of it, at least there's this second part of it that's just like, yeah, as you're doing this, your life is just getting better. You're like getting your financial footing even better than before. You're like meeting your goals, all this kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to focus on.
I think that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Right? Like, except
But
you're
I'm still
explaining it differently.
The thing is though, I'm 100% doing it with the hope that it's going to be something. Like, I'm going to put a lot of effort into this stuff. But again, a lot of effort with the idea that even if all of that effort doesn't translate into what I'm hoping for, it still translates into like improving my life anyway. Because I think that's one of the problems that I have with like kind of how the Twitch thing has gone thus far, where it's like, you put all this time in, and it's like, yeah, you've obviously had fun playing video games, and like obviously we enjoy being on Twitch and stuff like that. But it's like, if your community either doesn't grow, or if it grows at a really slow rate, then over time, the amount that you actually get for the amount of effort you put in is like really off balance. Like, I feel like I haven't gotten the biggest thing I've gotten from like doing Twitch has probably been like, for example, meeting you guys. So we're like, okay, now we're able to do like a podcast and like I've hung out with you guys and stuff like that. But like, it's not necessarily, it's like, you know, I think I told you I had like 600 or something followers like 3 months into Jackbox. And I think between then and like 3 years later, I'm at like 840 something. So it's like, it's not really getting me that much. I was still going to play the games. I was still going to do whatever, but like, I don't know. I think I just need to be a little bit more results focused than I was before. And that's it. That's kind of my goal.
So basically, our destination is somewhat the same, but the way how you think about it is different.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think so.
Different route, same destination kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like one side is harder than the other. It's more like the way how you get there is different.
That being said, this is going to be my last podcast. You guys can delete my number out of your phones. I'm just going to vanish off the face of the earth, become a hermit, but make YouTube videos from the middle of the forest.
Dang. And that forest just happens to be near woods.
Exactly. Exactly. No, but yeah, that's it. I think, and I'm kind of looking forward to it because, like, I know for me personally, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but like, if there's anything that will, like, I'm kind of I deal in potential a lot in the sense of like, I'll usually dive into something to see what can be because I'm always like in the beginning, I'm like, oh, it could turn into this, it could be that, whatever, and I love that part of it, but like, I'm 100% a results person. Like if I see results, then I'll get like even more invested and I'll like work harder. But if stuff starts to like kind of stagnate a little bit, my kind of interest in it tends to go down. And I think that's kind of like why I need this sort of double-edged sword. It's just to say like, yeah, even if the results aren't there, I can just keep on going forward knowing that the results are there in life. So, yeah. But anyways, I did start that. I did start on kind of my journey, and I kind of half mentioned it to LadyInfamous at some point. I think it was during the stream where I was like, I probably did one of my favorite things that I've ever done. Actually, it probably is my favorite thing I've ever done at this point. Not gonna mention it quite yet, but it'll basically be in the first video that I put up.
Your favorite thing you ever done?
I don't think anything tops what I'm what I'm talking about.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you, people who watch
like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, people in the Chizat, people who's listening on Apple iTunes, Anchor and stuff.
Apple Tunes.
He's procrastinating. I hope I see a video soon. I hope I see a video. I hope so.
You said I'm procrastinating?
Sometimes.
I'm not procrastinating. I'm sick. I've been sick for like 2 weeks.
No.
And I streamed for like 7 hours yesterday, and then like 4 the day before.
Yeah, you were like still up, and then I went to sleep, woke up, and then you were still streaming, and then I went back to sleep, woke up again, and you're still streaming.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's one of the things that like a lot of people, it's hard to like recognize about me is like when you like a lot of it looks like procrastination, but a lot of the reason why like things seem like procrastination is because in order for me to actually be able to do everything, which I try to do usually, I would literally have to have no sleep. I would like literally be doing absolutely nothing except for like all the stuff that I try to do. Like at some point there has to be kind of a little bit give and take, and I think like right now probably gaming might be getting a little bit of a take in the near future, and so that other stuff can give, but you know. I wouldn't call it procrastinating. Like I said, I just don't. I need like 4 more hours in every single day, and then I'd be good.
Then sleep 4 hours less.
There you go. And then I'll be at -1 hours. Anyways, yeah, that's me. Zeldrick, what are you going to be doing in 2020?
I don't know, man.
Wow, you sound different.
We'll probably
curious what his plans are. We'll see.
We'll definitely, when he comes back next week, we'll ask him that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to discuss?
Not really. I didn't really have anything planned for this podcast or today's podcast.
Well, you know what? We got 6 minutes to spare. We did really good on time today. Then for a winging it episode, I think we did good.
You know what I need to do at the end of the podcast, though?
What?
A call of action. Which I never really done.
Can you explain a call of action?
Telling people to subscribe or follow the podcast if you're enjoying it.
What is that?
I've never actually done that.
Oh, wow.
That's a call of action I've never...
Yeah, we've always done it at the individual level. Like,
we've done it at the individual level, but we never actually told people to, like, actually do the subscription for the podcast. So
that's true.
Because I'm seeing metrics going all over the place because people either forget to follow the podcast and all that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's my call of action. If you're enjoying this podcast and our previous podcasts, please follow, subscribe, etc.
I don't know if there's a follow.
Do all the socials.
I guess
do all the
you're
socials.
Even on YouTube on some sort of gaming podcast.
Yep. Cool. And if you want to follow my antics on Twitch, I'm on twitch.tv/UnsheathedP. And I'll be adding stuff to YouTube as well. Whenever that starts up, then I'll I'll start announcing that on the
I challenge everybody, start February.
Mine will be January. I'm just saying I don't want to say it until after I actually have something up there for people to look at. So I'm sure next week I will tell people where to watch stuff.
I mean this at the very latest February. Or early February.
Yeah. I don't buy it. Next week, I will tell people where to watch stuff. I got to start now.
I would like to thank everybody that stopped by and heard us gabble this week. You can check me on LadyInfamous, Lady_infamous 415 on Twitch. Less Call of Duty, more variety. You can
also Call of Duty Mobile.
Oh, with keyboard and mouse, you already know. If you guys enjoyed the show, just check us out on Apple, Spotify, Anchor. And if you check us out in our socials, just stop by and say hi. And I'm glad that everybody came through today and chatted. And I'm glad that everybody who's hearing us after the recording is checking us out. We really appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, and this is me at JSharpie on Twitch and all these other socials. You can search for me there because socials, right? And I will be trying to keep up on my website, which I'm pretty sure people can figure out what it is, the domain, but I don't want to publicly announce it yet because it's not even done. It looks really messy. But anyways, I'll continue working on that. I'm probably gonna stream a little bit, probably not that much this week, because I want to continue maybe start writing some things too, and maybe actually make some sort of recording. I gotta put up a schedule or something like that. That'll keep me, that'll keep reminding me. It's saying, hey, you gotta start doing this, you gotta start doing that, and then I'll actually start doing it instead of being looking basically oh yeah, I don't really have anything planned for today, and actually not do it until super late at night. But anyways, I'm rambling. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to finger bang that follow button on Spotify.
That's Sharpie's call to action right there.
There ain't nothing wrong with that, bruh. Go ahead.
Anyways, we'll see you all next week.